Trip. That was a little song. Hey, happy Friday, everybody. Man, I'm a little wound up. I had some coffee earlier, and I haven't been drinking a lot of caffeine. Woo, man, I'm fired up. Anyway, happy Friday to you guys. I hope you're staying cool out there. Man, the heat has been just intense here in Nashville, which is a great time to stay inside and stay cool and work on some guitar stuff. So, some of you might recognize that little original tune there called Shag Rugburn, which I think the late, great Michael Rhodes actually named that one day when we were working that one up. Man, it's hard to play like that with one guitar and no rhythm section or any time, so I'm just trying to use my internal time as much as possible. No extra charge for mistakes, as always, but it's kind of fun to play something like that. And you know, I always want to be hanging right on the thread or right on the edge, hanging by a thread, and almost on the verge of disaster, but then hopefully either recover really quickly or you know, what was I going to say? Like, you know, either recover quickly or keep things from completely falling apart. You know, there's a nice danger zone there with improvising that's kind of our happy place. You know, if you play it too safe, it's just not much fun, and the audience, I think, can tell. They don't know exactly what it is, but they can tell, like, man, this guy's not really living on the edge. I'm not feeling the energy or the excitement. And I'm talking about live playing, right? So I wanted to share a little something with you that I thought was very, very helpful to me looking back at technology and the iPhone or the smartphones and everything, and how there's a positive side of that to me. And so what that was is when I started playing live gigs and I started, you know, getting home, and I'd look at the phone and there'd be somebody that shared a story or a little clip of the gig, or maybe somebody came and recorded a bunch of the gigs and they sent me a bunch of clips and stuff like that. And I started realizing, like, it really kind of helped me get out of my own head and realized that things I thought were a mistake on the gig, and I could remember exactly what part of what song I thought I made a horrifying mistake. Because when you're in the moment, you're in the heat of battle, you're kind of looking, you're looking at it from your perspective. You've got the guitar on, you're feeling it under your fingers, in real time with the band. You're trying to play something that is meaningful. And at the same time, if you do something that's unintentional to you, and your fingers are on the verge of disaster, or you're painting yourself into a corner or something, it might seem like a big mistake to you, but by the time it gets to the audience and they perceive what you did, not only is it not a mistake, but a lot of times it can be cool. So it's never as bad as you think it is, unless it is. Unless you just hit like a wrong note or something that's bad, well then that's bad, and hopefully you can recover quickly. But a lot of these things that we think are mistakes might just not be intentional to us. So I hope that makes sense to you. But my point of all this is, maybe get out your smartphone and try to record yourself playing, and look back on it and say, like, man, it really will put the microscope on what you're doing, and you'll be able to really tell, like, man, is that in time or is that out of time, or am I in tune? Am I out of tune? Does that sound like I think it does? And a lot of times you'll be pleasantly surprised. And other times I've learned from that, like, hey, well, that was cool, but I'm not going to do that again. I'm going to maybe do this. Or that was a little too much. Maybe I should back off there a little bit. Or, man, that was a spot where I could have kept going, or ramping it up a little bit more. So you start learning all these things. But it's kind of like recording a record in the studio and then getting away from it for a couple weeks or longer, and then coming back to it and listening to it again in a different environment or with fresh ears, and you go, oh man, that's actually pretty good, So a lot of times it's our perception of this stuff and our perspective of how we're hearing it and how we're feeling it in the moment. So try to zoom out, and get a different perspective of how you're hearing this stuff. So I recommend, man, let's get out the phone and record yourself. I mean, I notice it doing these videos and stuff all the time, or trying to come up with something a little cool, something that's kind of cool for you guys or whatever. Anyway, that's my little spiel for today. The other thing is, just wanted to cover a little bit of how that original tune came to be. And I don't know what to title these videos. I mean, there's not always does the title coincide with the lesson as much. The intro might not have anything to do with it. I'm trying to get better with that, but I'm just kind of going off the cuff here. But this kind of stuff, man, this little, A dominant 7, the little head, or the little, A part melody, whatever you want to call it, to this song is just 3 licks, the same. Right? So that lick, that's just how I'm phrasing it. But it's just sliding from the 5th, major 3rd, hammering onto that major 3rd to the root, right? Flat 7, right out of the chord, right? So it's that's the first part. So up to a little bit faster in the groove, that'd be so I'm pausing there just a little bit. Then this little part. So that little part, kind of based on this similar idea. This little A-shaped D, right? When it goes to the 5, 4, same idea 3 times over all those chords. So I'm using parts of the minor pentatonic, but as soon as I come back, I'm hitting that major 3rd, because that brings me back home base right there, right? And then the bridge, now I'm not going into this in like super detail. I'm mainly kind of showing you the thought process behind, some of this stuff. But then when I go to the bridge up to the 6 minor, you can see I'm going right out of that G-shaped A, right? Right to the root of the F sharp minor, the 6 minor, the relative minor. Right to the D. Let's see how that bridge goes. Let me do it in real time. It's hard to do it so slow like that. So let's see. Flat 7, G. So in time, let's see. That little F sharp minor, that little nice Hendrix kind of thing. Right to your D. Then to the A chord C shape. So the hand position here is crucial. So A shape D up to the G shape D. Then right into the C shaped A. And that you can see the hand position right there. So you can see where that's coming from. F sharp. G. So in the real time that would be. I'm playing the F sharp and that little D, and then I'm just putting the G there. So it's really a G chord, but it's like a, I don't know what you'd call that. You guys can tell me. Right, it's like a major 7 with a 9 in it or something. Not what a D, it's really a D. But you're just putting the G there to get that. It's a G chord, but you're basing it kind of off the D shape, right? Then to the D, then back to your riff. And then the solo. Into the wild world of playing over just the 1-4-5 blues change, which can be a lot of stuff. But anyway, guys, mainly this is a quickie, of course, here, but I mainly just wanted to say, man, this weekend maybe, I'll try to see you tomorrow for a lesson, but this weekend, try to film yourself playing, even if it's just for a couple minutes. Just set the phone down, let yourself go wild, and then just look back and look at like 2 or 3 minutes of it and see what it sounds like to you, And so I've found this to be a really great tool, technology at its finest. Like, somebody films you at a gig, you come back, you look at it, you really can see hours later with another perspective of what works and what doesn't. You can hear your tone, you can hear all this stuff. So I think it's a great tool. Check that out, have some fun with it. I'll be seeing you guys in the next day or so. I'm going out tonight to see Pat McLaughlin at 3rd and Lindsay with Kenny Greenberg, Greg Morrow, and Steve Mackey. My favorite band of all time. Fine songwriting and great musicianship. I'll try to get a little footage as I like to do and share with you guys. And again, just thanks for all the great comments and thanks for being here. And man, you guys are the best. And we'll see you real soon. All right. Cheers. Bye.